What's up, you guys? We have a very important topic of discussion today. People are always asking me, how should I price my videos? I want to do this type of work, but I don't know how to charge for it. So I'm going to give you some quick tips on how to get there. Now, first things first, if you are just getting into the space and you're trying to find work and you don't have any portfolio or reference of work to show your potential client, and especially if you lack experience, you definitely don't need to be charging quite yet. You need to go and get your skill set up. You need to understand every aspect of how your camera works. You need to understand how to communicate with clients, how to properly explain the vision and the execution of what needs to happen, and then execute and deliver the project to the client. So a lot of times we don't actually know how to do that properly until we go and we practice. So I recommend, if you're trying to get into a space, a new niche, no matter what it is, it doesn't matter if you've done a different type of video, if you're getting into a certain type of service, you have to have examples of that work. So that being said, take it with a grain of salt. You have to have work under your belt. Secondly, now when it comes to actually pricing out these packages, something that I have said a lot, and the way that I was able to get my feet off the ground, is before you can compete on quality and skill, you have to compete on price to get your initial foot in the door. Now, some people disagree with that. That's just my personal opinion. I believe it is the fastest way to get up and running, get lots of practice, and get lots of clients, get lots of referrals. You will come to a point where you're like, hey, I actually need to raise my prices. I can't operate at this. So let's go ahead and jump into all the aspects of what you actually need to charge for in order to make a profit, right? Because you're not just charging for the service to go and shoot the video and edit the video. You're charging for the chance that maybe your equipment might break, right? You have to pay for that insurance. You have to make sure you can replace your equipment. Your computer might crash while you're editing. These are all things that you cannot just pass on to the client. You can't just go and nickel and dime every single client every time something goes wrong on your end. So you need to be able to charge enough to handle those issues that are coming up, right? If you can't, I heard Ty Turner, one of the guys I watched, that says, if you can't afford the newest and latest gear that you need to do your job right, then you're not playing the game right. You get what I'm saying? So you need to factor in that, okay? You need to factor in the time management for your equipment, right? You need to factor in, organizing the concept, the execution. Maybe you have to hire crew, production fees, right? You need a producer fee. Okay, you need to account for accounting. Okay, you need to account for revisions. You need to account for everything that might happen, or you need to be clear with the client that if you're doing a lower price than that, you have to take things off the list. A really great way to do this is to itemize everything. List out everything, give it an individual fee, an individual price, so that if your client wishes to ask for a better price, all you have to simply do is cross off color grading, cross off extra effects, cross off your second location, cross off a time limit, something like that, so that way you can make sure that you're getting paid for the time that you're worth. At the end of the day, a lot of us creatives end up putting so much extra time that we end up working like way below minimum wage for the amount of work that we put in. So make sure you're doing the math, adding up all the hours it takes for you to do everything. I'm talking about everything, right? Apps, service, everything. Then you can really realize and understand how much you should be getting paid. And let me tell you something, if you're not getting paid enough, the only reason is because you're working with the wrong people. Change the people you're working with and your pocket's gonna change. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I've been trying to bring as much value and content as possible. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Smack that like button for me as well. Drop some love in the comments so we can talk about this topic. I would love to hear your opinion. Man, love yourself, stay confident. Let's keep growing together, man. Peace.